As a business coach and someone who loves productivity, I have found that there are 4 common time traps that tend to drain people's days and ultimately their paychecks. Do you recognize any of these in your own life? Trap number 1 is failure to plan. We've sufficiently covered planning in previous videos and chapters, but I'm including it here again because it's the number 1 time trap. Many people skip the planning steps in hopes that their productivity and awesome to-do lists will make up for it. Don't make that same mistake. If you have skipped previous opportunities to plan, I encourage you to go back and get familiar with a planning tool that will be right for you. Understanding the mindset of time management and getting some tools to help you succeed will allow you to make time your friend. Trap number 2 is distraction. Early settlers were challenged to build communities using their physical labor. Though there are still those who perform physical work today, the digital age has led to a society of office workers and paper pushers. This has given new challenges to high performers. Now, instead of battling nature and the elements to be productive, we must contend with email and social media notifications on our computers and phones, text messages, social media feeds with endless information about our friends' lives, not to mention barking dogs, chatting coworkers, and the latest blogs, news, gossip sites, and a million other distractions that come our way. Plus, we have ideas coming to us faster than we even have the time or ability to act on them. Distraction can kill the best laid plans. A study done by Bassex Research found the average employee in corporate America spends 2.1 hours a day on interruptions. Think about that. It's 28% of your workday, or 10.5 hours a week. I do most of my consulting with small business owners, and I wonder if their percentage is actually higher. Without a boss encouraging them to get back to work, it's easy to get sidetracked on winding paths and down rabbit holes. If you want to find success as a high performer, you need to become aware of the distractions that are stealing your productivity. At this moment, you may not be conscious of what those are, but if you pay attention over the next week, you'll start to notice all the ways you get distracted from your greatest priorities at home and at the office. Awareness is the first step. The second step is cutting those distractions down and fast. I'm not just talking about cutting them from work time either. You should be mindful of the things that interfere with your relationships with your spouse, your kids, or your friends. How often do you get interrupted during important moments? You may want to try these to decrease or eliminate distractions from your day. First, turn off the email and social media notifications on your computer. Instead, schedule times in your day to check them in a purposeful way. This may be incredibly hard at first, but if it's high performance you're after, you'll need to trade distractions for focus and productivity. I allow myself to check email 3 times a day. This helps me manage my time and ensures that I don't get caught up in things that are not a priority. I also allow myself only 3 daily social media check-ins for only 5 minutes each. Sure, I miss responding to a personal tweet from time to time, but I have found that the interrupted task is often more important than the notification. I won't allow my relationships to erode over a tweet or a Facebook status update. What may or may not be an email emergency only takes my focus away from what is likely a more important work project. Here's another tip. Post office hours on your door. Whether you work at home or at the office, let your coworkers, babysitter, kids, spouse, or anyone else know your schedule. Set boundaries for work time and honor your personal time with the same dedication. Another idea is don't answer your phone during your block times. When you're in the middle of a project, let your calls go to voicemail. Bassex Research also found that when someone is distracted from a specific task, it takes an average of 25 minutes to get back to it. Honor your brain and the focus that it needs to complete your tasks, and you'll be more productive than you have ever been. All right, trap number 3, the misdirection of multitasking. Trying to do 2 things at once is a recipe for failure. The time has come for you to give up your Multitasker of the Year award. For a long time, I wore that award like a badge of honor. I was often complimented on my ability to do 2 things at once, so I continued on that path of not only trying to do it all, but trying to do it all at the same time. When I finally woke up to presence, my world changed. I was more productive and more profitable in my businesses, and my relationships began to thrive. It may seem counterintuitive that doing only one thing at a time would be more productive, but the reasoning is simple. I can't give my clients the attention they deserve if I'm crafting an email, answering the phone, or checking social media updates at the same time. Likewise, I can't be the rock star mom I want to be if I've got my head in my phone instead of in the game I'm playing with my kids. Trade multitasking for focus and presence, and you'll find a practice of high performance that will rock your world. Now, trap number 4, failure to delegate. At some level, each of us needs to delegate or outsource some tasks so that we can spend time on the things that matter most. As a busy professional, what things can you give to others so that you can do what you do best and spend more time with the people in your life that you care about? Maybe you could hire a house cleaner, get your shirts laundered, have someone handle your shipping and receiving or bookkeeping, and, well, maybe you get the idea. You can start the delegation process by creating a list of things that can be outsourced for cheaper than your hourly wage. This will give you a good idea of how much time you can free up to accomplish revenue-generating activities. If you, like me, are also a mother, how can you accept offers of help from others so that you can be less taxed in your most important and honored role? This might take a little extra thought, but using your creative brain and keeping your unique circumstances in mind, think of ways you can get help so that you can create more presence and focus on your kids. For additional resources on why and how to delegate, my ebook, The Time Blueprint for Entrepreneurs, has 2 full chapters dedicated to this subject, and it will help you bring more focus into your business. But as you consider these 4 time traps, I hope that over the next couple of weeks, you'll look at how these time traps are really keeping you from what matters most, and that as you put these time traps in check, you'll have more time to do the things that you want. Grow your business, be more focused in your relationships, hit those goals that have been in a lonely box labeled Sunday, and then you can make it happen.